Welcome to the Line Life podcast. I'm Jeff Postlethwaite of T&D World, and today we're bringing you more stories of the grit, courage, and inspirational teamwork that it takes to be a line worker.
Thank you for tuning in to the T&D World Line Life podcast, produced by Endeavor Business Media, a division of Endeavor B2B. My name is Amy Fishbach, and I'm the head of content for T&D World and also the host of the Line Life podcast. Before I dive into today's episode, I invite you to become part of our Line Life podcast community by searching for the Line Life podcast in your favorite podcasting app or going to linelife.podbean.com and clicking follow in the top right. We air interview-style episodes on the first and third Fridays of each month, and also audio stories in our In Case You Missed It series featuring articles that appeared in our print magazine on the second and fourth Fridays of each month. If you have a comment on this episode or a suggestion for a future guest, please reach out to me. You can email me at afishbach@endeavorb2b.com or reach out to me on LinkedIn or Instagram at Lineman World. I'd love to hear from you. Now let's move on to today's episode. Welcome back, Line Life podcast listeners. One of my favorite weeks is coming up in just about 5 months, the International Lineman's Rodeo Week. Last year, I had the opportunity to talk to students, apprentices, journeymen, and those who have retired from the trade. I still have a few of those interviews that I'll be airing over the next few months, and today I'm honored to feature an interview that I had with Austin Carr, who is known as America's favorite lineman on TikTok. Now I'm delighted to share my interview with Austin. Austin, thank you so much for joining us today for the Line Life podcast.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
So Austin, first of all, I'd love to hear how you got interested in a career in the line trade.
So in 2008 or so, my dad had me climbing cell phone towers with him on the summers, and I climbed doing that for a little while. I kind of wanted to stay at home more often, so I started doing other things like stage rigging, convention center rigging, and then my city actually opened up a job offer for lineman apprentices, and I applied there, and I've been there for 8 years.
Oh, that's fantastic. So you're at Lakeland Electric, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So talk about what a day in the life is like for you right now.
Basically anything that involves underground, overhead, transmission, lighting, services. We are trained to do it all. We have some of the best training in the nation, partly due to Robert Paget, Chris Hodges, and other great linemen that we have there. And we don't shy away from anything. Any storm work, we'll go anywhere, and we can do it all.
That's wonderful. So let's talk a little bit about storms, because I know you've had some severe weather, including some major hurricanes, hit your service territory. Were you involved with the response to these storms?
Yes, ma'am. I was actually a bird dog, so I was in charge of a crew from Michigan, Coldwater.
Interesting.
And some guys from Ohio, and they were amazing. It was awesome to have people come from all over the nation to help us. You know, Florida, we get hit by a lot of storms. A lot of afternoon thunderstorms take us out for a couple of days. So when we get hit by a hurricane, and these guys come voluntarily, and they have great attitudes, and they're willing to do whatever, especially our system. Our system has a lot of backlot easement. It's about 10% easement work, and we have over 100,000 customers, so there's a lot of easement poles, and they always show up, chipper, ready to go, ready to work, and it was just awesome to be on that side for the first time instead of being the one on the pole.
Sure. So what's it like working with the mutual assistance crews? Is there anything that they need to know before working on your system?
I feel like most of the linemen that come to help us are prepared to do storm work. They pretty much know. They have one or two people on the crew at least that know it's going to happen. They're going to get wet.
Yes.
It's very hot.
Yeah.
There's bugs, there's snakes. And to be honest, I've never had a negative interaction with somebody coming to help us. It's always been positive. They've always worked their butts off and done what they could to get our people's lights on. And to me, it's a big deal because these are my neighbors. These are my friends. This is my family. And they're here away from their friends and family, get our lights back on. So I have nothing but respect for those guys.
So I want to hear about the snake stories, Austin, because I don't think that's something that they deal with around here. What are some snakes that you've seen when you've been working out in the field?
Mostly water snakes.
Snakes.
They kind of become aggressive, and they're hard to determine between that and a water moccasin.
Because those can be quite poisonous, right? Water moccasins?
Yes, ma'am. Water snake itself is not, but they look very similar.
Okay.
So they're a little bit more aggressive as far as defending themselves. They're not going to chase you through the woods. They're not going
Okay.
to chase after you when they see you, but they're hard to see.
Mm-hmm.
And especially somebody who's not used to seeing snakes, if you get
Yes.
close to them, they're going to try to bite you, get away from you, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times guys aren't used to that, but we try to give them a warning that alligators are something that people talk a lot about.
Yes.
They're not there to chase you either.
The alligators?
They're trying to get away from you.
Okay.
So it's not that much of a big deal
Mm-hmm.
unless you corner them.
Okay. They don't like that at all.
They don't really like that.
Yeah. And then what's it like working in Florida? I know you have the heat and probably humidity. So how do you stay cool and hydrated when you're working in these conditions out in the field?
It's very hot in Florida. We have a lot of people that come and work and they put their rubber gloves on, and it's totally different from any field. Like I said, I've climbed cell phone towers. I did concrete work. I rigged on certain steel structures. When you put rubber gloves and FR on, it's a totally different animal. You better be hydrated from the day before, a couple days before, and throughout that day. You are not hydrating enough from that morning on to keep up
that's
with what
interesting.
you're sweating.
Yeah.
And a lot of times these guys will say, hey, I've drank 12 bottles of water today. I haven't went to the bathroom once. And it's because they're sweating so much. And not only do you need water, you need the electrolytes, you need the salt.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not versed in the heat, it'll take you out quick.
I'm sure. And I'm sure you're working really long days in these storms, right?
Typically, it's 16-hour days. It'll start from whenever the storm ends until 100% of the power is back on that we can put on.
So talk about some of the memorable storms that you've worked on.
I've worked on some tornadoes in Tallahassee. Tornadoes are a really sneaky one because they don't get really named. They don't get huge coverage because they pop up out of nowhere.
Right.
And they take out a lot of stuff. And a tornado, it'll do significantly more damage than a hurricane most of the time because it'll take wire and poles and they'll be completely gone. You won't find them.
Really?
They'll be in the trees. They'll be half a mile down the road. Whereas a hurricane, it's usually wind, rain. It's going to flood or it's going to knock it down. A tornado will pick it up and move it somewhere else.
So what about the flooding after a hurricane? What are some safety strategies to keep you protected in these kind of situations?
So with flooding, you're always going to worry about circuits being in, having wire underwater that you can't see, holes underwater you can't see, obviously obstacles like tree limbs, debris from houses, all that stuff. Anything you can't see is a hazard. And especially when it comes to voltage, electricity, it's sneaky. You can't hear it, see it, smell it, but it's there. So that's why it's super important to do your checks. Look at your visual stuff. Don't just get out and assume. An assuming person is going to get hurt 9 times out of 10.
Great advice, Austin. And talk about your workday. When do you typically start and end your time out in the field?
So typically in Lakeland, we work 4/10s. We work 6 to 4.
Okay.
That's Monday through Thursday. We work Fridays during our off season when there's no storm. We can come in for 8 hours of overtime, and then we're on call after that.
Okay.
So we have a set crew on call from Thursday to Sunday, but throughout the week, you're on a rotating list, an ARCOS list.
Okay.
So if there's an outage or whatever, a reconnect needs to be done,
Mm-hmm.
you get called out,
Okay.
and you have to take 30% as a lineman, 50% as an apprentice.
So what does it feel like to be on call then and get called out? Do you get called out in the middle of the night then?
24/7.
24/7.
If we're not working that 10-hour day, you can get called out 1 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon. It doesn't matter. If somebody's power is out, somebody's coming to fix it. We don't discriminate what day it is, what time it is. Somebody's coming to fix your power.
So how do you balance your work and personal life when you're having to put in those long hours?
That's all a personal decision, whether you have a wife and kids, just a wife, or, whatever you have going on. It's kind of a personal decision. Some guys will get burned out. Some guys are single and they'll want to work 24/7. And that's awesome. We need those guys. And some guys are older. They've been doing it for 30 years. They don't want to take all the call outs at 3 a.m. when it's cold, raining,
Sure.
or hot in the middle of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of a personal decision. For me, I have 2 little girls and a wife.
Oh.
So I'm not going to come out 100% of the time. But if there's need for me to come out, if it's bad enough and there's people out of power, I'm going to come out because that's my job. That's what we signed up for. And we do not leave people out of power.
So let's give a shout out to your wife and your little girls. What are their names?
Alexis, Oakland, and Jolie.
Okay. And how old are your little girls?
4 and 2.
4 and 2. Those are
Yes.
great ages.
Yes, ma'am.
That's wonderful.
They're amazing. That was my wife. Wives don't get enough credit because I'm here right now for 3 days. She's taking care of the kids.
Yeah.
When I'm on call, when I get called out in the afternoon after getting home, she's got to get the kids in the bath. She's got to brush their teeth. She's got to do laundry. She's got to do the dishes. She's got to do dinner. And she's still waiting on me, making sure that I'm okay.
Sure.
So she works 10 times the amount I do, even as a stay-at-home mom. Her job is way harder than mine.
Yes, I want to give a shout out to the line wives because that is absolutely true. But I bet it's wonderful to have a support system like that to come home to.
I couldn't do this job without them. Couldn't. She makes it possible for me to work call-outs, stay late. I don't have to ask her. She knows. She doesn't get upset. She deals with it. The kids deal with it. And we make it up on the back end. I'll take them on a trip. I'll stay a week here. We'll go on a 2-week trip. It doesn't make up for time lost because no matter what, time lost is time lost. But she makes those moments magical. She makes it gloss over. And it's all due to her. I couldn't do it without her.
That's wonderful. And then talk about what you and your family like to do when you have some free time.
We love to travel. Last year, my kids went and saw snow for the first time.
Oh, really? Where'd you go?
We went to Tennessee for that snowstorm. We actually followed the snowstorm.
Did you really?
Because my kids wanted to see snow. I just got back from a long weekend in California, or I'm sorry, Louisiana.
Sure.
And we took off.
So what did they think of snow?
Oh, they loved it.
Did they make a snowman?
They made
Snow
a snowman.
angels?
They did snow angels. They got too cold where they got hurt. I went and got a Rubbermaid tote because they didn't have any sleds. They were out at Walmart. So
really?
I bought a Rubbermaid tote. One of them was in the tote. One was on the lid. And we were sledding down the hill.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I love that. That's so cute. Oh, that's so neat. Well, what do you think are some of the challenges and rewards of working in this industry? And how long have you been in it? You said 8 years?
Yes, ma'am. 8 years. Obviously, challenges being away from the family, having a set schedule that is set most of the time, but then it changes on demand. Obviously, your kids don't understand just yet at certain ages.
Sure.
And even when they're old enough to understand, it's still a burden on your everyday life. But as far as seeing good things in it, when we were in Tallahassee, for one instance, we pulled up to this neighborhood and our bird dog told them it'd probably be 4 to 5 days before they got power. Well, our crew found a way to, make some lines up, do whatever we needed to do. We got the power on that day. And there was over 100 people outside cheering with their kids and wives. And it was just so rewarding. I'll never forget that.
That's so cool. Love that. And you're known as America's favorite lineman on TikTok. So I want to know how that started and what kind of videos you're posting and what kind of response you're getting.
So it actually started, my wife's friend, we met at a restaurant. I became friends with her husband, and he works for a different contractor where they don't really have a training program. And you just spoke with Robert Paget. He was one of my trainers throughout my whole apprenticeship, and he's a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
I can call him at any time, any day, and he will either have the answer or find the answer. So I take that as a blessing for me. And this guy would call me from this contractor and say, hey, this is happening. Why is it happening? And I would try to explain through it. So I ended up making him a video, drawing a picture out, whatever. And he said, hey, you should do these videos and put them out for people that don't have training. So, okay. And I was making a video, and actually one of the apprentices that came from Washington was on my truck, and he said, you should call yourself America's favorite lineman. Everybody loves you. So I went with that. I made my first video, and it's been downhill from there.
That's awesome. I'm going to check them out. So what's your favorite video that you've ever made?
Oh, that's hard.
And how many have you made so far?
I've made hundreds.
That's great.
I was posting 2 to 3 times a day for a while.
Okay.
I ended up having one go pretty viral, and it's hard to pick a favorite because so many people message me, and I'll get it from young guys to linemen who've been doing it for a little while, and they thank me for showing them, hey, I didn't know this was an option. I didn't know this could be done this way. It's rewarding to me because I don't have all the information. I don't have 30 years in the trade. But what I do have, I want to share it with everybody. I want everybody to know what I know. And maybe they can teach me something too.
That's so cool. I love that. Well, thank you so much for joining us today for the Line Life podcast. I really enjoyed talking to you and wish you the best of luck in your career in the line trade.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
If you want to learn more about Austin, make sure you subscribe to him on TikTok as the America's Favorite Lineman. And again, if you're planning to go to the 2026 International Lineman's Rodeo Week here in Kansas City, make sure you stop by the T&D World booth so you can share your story. I'd love to put you in the spotlight. Thanks again for listening to this episode in our In Case You Missed It series for the Line Life podcast. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Line Life podcast produced by Endeavor Business Media, a division of Endeavor B2B. Be sure to subscribe or follow the Line Life podcast in your favorite podcasting app so new episodes will be delivered straight to you. For more insights, you can visit our website at tdworld.com/podcasts or linelife.podbean.com. You can also connect with us by following us on Instagram at Lineman World or on Facebook, LinkedIn, or X. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Line Life podcast.